to my VIPs. Here we are, Sunday again. The weeks are flying by, as always. Okay, before we begin, I want everyone to put both feet flat on the floor. If you're sitting, feel the weight of your body in the chair. If you're standing, stand firm. Now imagine there are golden roots growing from the soles of your feet, pushing through the floor, through the dirt, and anchoring deep in the center of the earth. You're a mountain. You are unshakable. All right? Take a deep breath in. Blow it out. All right, we're going to do 3 rounds of box breathing. This tells your nervous system that it's safe to let go. All right, so inhale through the nose. Hold it at the top. Exhale forcefully through the mouth. And hold while you're empty. Again, inhale. Hold it. And exhale. And hold it. Last one, make it good. Inhale deep, breathe it in light. Hold at the top. And push it all out. Exhale. And hold. Now, with your eyes closed, I want you to visualize a sphere of light around your entire body. This is your personal energy field. Right now, it might look a little cloudy or staticky from the news, from the cold, from the stress of the week. So just see a light turn a deep, protective violet color or a brilliant white. And that's your shield. Only love and abundance can enter. Everything else hits this shield and falls away. Now, because we're in this Imbolc energy, I want you to scan your mind for the loudest kind of old code you've been running this week. Whether it's like, I'm overwhelmed, I'm not safe, or there isn't enough. Find that one sentence that's been running through your head, that old sentence, that old programming. I want you to see it written in front of you on a screen in big, ugly letters. Now, we're going to take a breath, and when you exhale, I want you to say out loud or in your head, delete. Ready? Inhale. Blow it out and say delete. And see the screen go blank. It's gone. The file is empty. The hard drive is clean. I want you to see that blank screen. Now in that empty space, we drop the new code. So repeat after me. I am clear. I am protected. I am the authority of my own life. Take one more deep breath. Blow it out. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, whatever you need to do. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So we've got some big things going this week. It came through as the triple crown of energy. We got the full moon in Leo, and we've got the ancient fire festival of Imbolc, like I said, St. Bridget's Day, and we've got Uranus stationing direct, which is why they say it is a perfect time to delete old codes that we're running on. They say that today, being February 1st, it is ancient times. It was quote-unquote the quickening, the Imbolc. It's that moment when the seeds under the frozen ground start to stir, like they haven't sprouted yet, but the life inside them is vibrating. Then they say, combined with the full moon in Leo, the energy right now isn't about hoping for change, it's about commanding it from your heart. What to expect. I'm reading all this. I don't know all this. I had to channel it. Well, we all know the world feels heavy right now. We see it in the news. The cold, the shutdowns, all the stuff going on in the news. You might feel a strange mix of being exhausted and also like a restless itch to move, to get things moving. That is Uranus moving direct, the planet of breakthroughs. It's been asleep and now it's waking up. So expect sudden shifts this week. Like, you might finally get the yes you've been waiting for. You might finally have the courage to say no to something that's been draining you. Don't be surprised if your pets are acting a bit more sensitive or vocal. They're feeling this fire energy too. And we all know they're mirrors for the shift we're all walking through. The heavy focus seems to be on, we went through this transitional period, then we kind of went through this squeezing through the other side, and now we're on the other side, and it's time to command what you want. They're saying that it's now time to stop asking for permission to be happy or to be stable or successful or whatever it is. So they told me when we were doing the grounding to do that delete thing, and that you can do that for more things as the week goes on. Delete whatever scarcity code you were running on. The belief that there isn't enough room, enough money, or I don't know, enough safety for you. And they want you to anchor your hearth. Even if you're in transition, claim your space. Declare that your environment is a sanctuary of peace, wherever your current environment is. And please believe this is not me, this is all channeled stuff. They literally said to protect the defenseless. Use your strength to speak for those who can't. Whether that's your animals, your neighbors, relatives, whoever. Sorry, too cold, I had to come in. I'll try to edit out the TV. Okay, so I want to leave you with a tool for this week. When you're doing something kind of mundane, like cleaning or washing dishes or driving or, I don't know, walking the dog, whatever. Don't let your mind wander to your worries, okay? Instead, I want you to run this script through your head. And I'll put this in the description box. I want you to say something along the lines of, I am no longer running the old code of struggle. I am the hearth, I am the heart, and I am the hunter of my own peace. My life changes because I have decided it has already changed. Okay? Drop that into your subconscious while your hands are busy. That is where the magic happens, when you're just kind of running on automatic. Okay? Okay, hey guys, I just want to say for my empaths and HSPs, I have been alluding to, not saying intentionally, what I see has been happening, I'll just say, with the Epstein files. And a lot were released today. None of it really even gets to how bad this is, but some of it is kind of bad. So if you're an empath HSP, while I know you may want to keep up with what's going on, I would suggest not reading them. Just because you are an empath HSP, you will feel it. It's dark. As an empath, there is probably a desire to know what's in them. But if you dive into these files, it's like walking through a room filled with thick, oily smoke. Like, it'll cling to your field and it'll take days to get it off you. I know you want the truth without the energetic slime that comes with it, that comes with the graphic detail. So let's just say, in short, the files are a map of the predatory behavior on a global scale. The mechanics of isolation, which as an empath, you know, narcissists do this. They're known for isolating their victims, right? So he would target vulnerable young people, pull them out of their normal lives, their normal circles, and convince them that he was the only source of survival, only source of money or a future. As with all narcissists, there's a karmic web of protection. So there's a lot of high-profile names in the files. Now, I'm not saying they're necessarily they're not necessarily participants, but because they were part of the protection shield he had, he collected, elite associates like trophies. And that created a frequency of being untouchable. When you're surrounded by powerful people, the law, whatever, people have a harder time reaching you. And again, this is just the beginning of this. This is the universe's way of unsealing all this. The universe's way of, they're no longer allowing these low vibrational secrets to stay hidden in the shadows. The documents confirm that this wasn't just about bad behavior, right? It was a parasitic system, an entire system. It was about taking the life force, taking the innocence and the light from those people who had it and using it, to fuel their egos. It's the same old story. Narcissists always go after, the light because they don't have any light of their own. You obviously have free will, but I would suggest not reading them, or at least not reading them unless you're in a very strong, protected energy. Basically, just acknowledge the scale. You don't need the names to know that a karmic pounding is happening on a global level. The scales are balancing out. If you feel yourself getting hooked by the news, visualize a silver cord being cut between your heart and the collective news cycle, okay? You don't want to be dragged down by this. If you're an empath or HSP on some level, you already knew this. You know what I mean? You don't need to dive into them. You already knew. So just focus, on the small work while the world, deals with these files and having to acknowledge what actually happened. You're doing the same work on a personal level for people in your energy. Do you know what I mean? It's the same energy, just on a different scale. So by helping the people around you, you're stopping a new version of this predatory cycle before it grows. Unfortunately, I can't really talk about what's going on energetically without getting into politics, because politics is a big part of it. So we have to talk about it. So, okay, so there was a big dump with the files. But what I was getting is a lot of the country is going to unite because of what they've done to the children. There's always going to be horrible people who don't care, who are going to dig their heels in. They don't care. But people who still have decency, they're going to unite when they figure out what's been going on. It's so much more widespread than you can even imagine. It's a entire web of corruption, not isolated incidents. It's not just here. It's a crime ring, and it involves people from everywhere and every walk of life, especially, like I said, the upper echelon of people. But this will unite people. In fact, I have seen some things where people this was kind of the tipping point for some people that were holding out. And there's still going to be more people holding out. People with their egos can't admit they were wrong. And they'll get louder and more resistant. They'll get, riled up. Particularly, I'm seeing, I'm just going to say, the people who built their entire facade on being religious, being godly, blah, 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 they're going to dig their heels in, but it's more of a self-preservation thing. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation where, your core belief was shattered. Maybe you believed you were in a great relationship and then you got cheated on. Do you know that feeling, everything I thought my life isn't real? It's that. So we have to... As empaths, you understand that, and that's what makes it so hard to be mad at people. But, when something is a core belief and it's shattered, it's psychologically devastating, right? And your body and your mind will go to great lengths to protect you from that shatter. Your mind would rather believe the lies, an entire web of lies, It's self-preservation, so you have to be prepared for that. And they're resisting incredibly hard. So us yelling louder isn't going to get us there, right? Going harder and shoving it in their face, it's not going to work. Just giving them a reason to battle you, and they'd rather do that than have to face the truth. But Spirit says that for the longest time, this was like an abstract thought, right? Most of the people thought maybe it happened, maybe it didn't, but now they're getting concrete proof, so more people are going to understand. Like, a lot of us can agree that torturing and abusing children is not okay, right? But for the longest time, people didn't quite believe it was real. They didn't know what's real and what's not. When things are an abstract thought, it's easier to move along, but when things are in your face, it gets harder and harder. So people are going to wake up to this. There's a lot of things people still aren't talking about that I've seen. You wouldn't believe a person could do such a thing. It's hard to believe it until you're faced with it. So I get it, but it's going to surface and it's going to shake people to their core. Like I said, some people are going to resist. They're going to fight it because it is earth-shattering. So just know it's going to get darker before it gets lighter. But again, this is all part of divine plan. We have to walk through what we have created as humans, what we have allowed to go on. And so this is something we have to go through, but this is all part of the awakening and the shift. This is so much bigger than politics. Politics is just the I don't know how to say this, the mirror of what's been going on in the world. But it's so much bigger than any one politician. It's so much bigger than Epstein. It's so much big. It's a huge, huge web, a global web. And every corner of it has to be exposed. The only way to clear it out is to shine a light on it. And the light is being shown.